and really overcame some early, some early things where you give up 3 sacks in 5 plays. That could go a different direction very quickly. And those guys rallied and did a really good job of really imposing their will in the second half. And that's what we teach, and that's what we want to have happen, and those guys really embraced it and did it.
My last thing for you, what would you like about the jumbo package with Julian out there?
Oh, it gets more of my guys on the field, selfishly. But no, Julian's he's a very, very athletic player, and still obviously developing as a tackle and an O-lineman. And so anytime you get one of your better players on the field, right, that's what it allows you to do, is get more talent, big talent on the field, and that helped us.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
Your guys put it together after a little bit of a slow start. What was kind of the key to that? What are some adjustments that you made?
Yeah, Nebraska did a good job of taking some stuff away early, and we came back and made a few adjustments in the way we did some things, and really just kind of settled in, right? It's first time playing together, first time with us as a staff and things like that. And Nebraska did a good job, right? There was some early game stuff that we had to handle from them too, right? Some D-line movement and things, and those guys made great adjustments. We talk about imposing our will and getting stronger as the game goes on. That's what they did, and obviously it culminated in big drives when we needed to, and that was a real kind of a feather to put in their cap, and they played physically at the end of the game, and that it was able to us to kind of get that 4-minute going, and obviously coming away with the win. So we're looking forward to moving forward now and getting after it this week and getting better at the things we do.
I know you want to establish the run. Were you satisfied with the run blocking on Saturday, or there's some things you need to tweak a little bit?
I think there's always things we can get better at, and we're going to have to continue to get better. We're playing against an opponent this week that's very, very good. We've got a lot of respect for what they do defensively, and we're going to have to continue to get better at some of the things in our run game to really do what we want up front as in the goals that we've set as an offensive line unit. So I think there's always things we can improve on. We can always get better at some of those areas, and that's our goal this week.
They're a little bit similar to you with so many guys back, so much experience.
Absolutely, and they're very talented up front, really. And I've coached in those Group of 5 conferences, and there's very good players there, very good coaching there, and this group is very well coached. And so they've shown that over the last couple of years with what they've done, and most of their defensive guys are coming back, and they've rewarded their defensive players, and they consider them key parts of their team. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. We got to get better every day. We took a good step forward today. We had a good practice today, and I'm excited to see how we continue to move forward the rest of the week.
Did they do anything majorly different than what you saw from Nebraska?
Oh, it's a completely different defensive scheme, and I think they're, like I said, they're a very good defensive unit. Defensive line unit is very strong. Got a lot of respect for their interior guys and what they do and the way they've played some of the teams they played. They played a very, very tough BYU team last year, Louisiana team last year. Those are all very good teams in that part of in the Group of 5s and the independents and things. So we got to work it out. We got to come ready to go, and we did. We had a good practice yesterday. We had a better one today. We just got to keep getting better every day because the step you take from game 1 to game 2 is very significant, and so I think that's a big piece of it.
Do they have 4 guys with their hand on the ground most of the time? I understand. How does that change practice for you guys?
Well, they do a lot of different things. They get in and out of different defensive personnel packages, which complicates things. It's not always the same D lineman on the field, right? It's some linebackers, it's some diamonds, some nickel in there, and things like that. So we got to be very alert, very aware, and again, they're very talented at what they do. So we're going to come out and be great at what we do and put together a good plan and let's finish this week strong and go out on Saturday and play one of our better games.
When they show those different fronts, what's the challenge for you guys in just figuring out who they have to block and is Doug kind of the leader on that, pointing guys out? Or?
Yeah, we put a lot on our center and our tackles. Our tackles have to be able to have some awareness of what's happening on the edges. Our center's got to be able to make some calls and things. And so anytime you play a different scheme, it's going to change a little bit what you do in terms of your run game and some of your calls and things. So Doug, those guys, that whole group has got to be locked in, and really all 7 that played in the game are going to be that way, and we're able to cross-train some of those guys too. So we put a lot on those interior guys to see some things, and the looks that UTSA gives us are going to be challenging because they do so much stuff defensively. So those guys have to have great awareness up front, and they've shown that as you saw that Nebraska game go on. They got more and more alert and locked into what we were seeing, and we were able to make those adjustments, and then we've worked that way throughout the rest of the week.